Those discussions about merger, alliance and all that was led by me from our side. It's dead. D-E-A-D, dead and buried. So finish. Kwankwaso has nothing in his background that convinces anybody that he can match Peter Obi. So it's not a matter of seniority. The moment I asked them one single question, I said, would you consider it appropriate and okay, president of northern extraction and a Muslim, to finish 8 years and another northerner, a Muslim northerner from the next state in the same zone, takes over from him? And the three of them unanimously said, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. As far as I'm concerned, this discussion was over.
What's up, my Naija people? How una day? Now you need to stay glued to your phone, your computer, or however you're watching this, because this video is loaded. Is a possible alliance between the Labour Party and the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, still a possibility?
Those discussions about merger, alliance and all that was led by me from our side. It's dead. D-E-A-D, dead and buried. So finish. Labour Party and its presidential candidate have long since withdrawn from that conversation.
Now, that was Doyin Okupe. You know him beyond the role he's played in government and his days in the PDP. Nowadays, he seems to be the lead man for Labour Party. He's been very prominent in the area of publicity for the Labour Party, and he seems to be one of the very front men leading the Peter Obi Labour Party campaign. Now, Doyin Okupe seems to have a different ideas from his presidential candidate Peter Obi on the rules of engagement of the Peter Obi supporters, the Obidients as they are fondly called. Now, he does not have a problem with the way the Peter Obi supporters have been engaging, especially online, and he says that if you cannot take the heat, then you get out of the kitchen. Now, recall that Peter Obi supporters, the Obidients, have been a subject of serious criticism because of how they have engaged. Many have called their methods uncivilized, and they've been largely accused of cyberbullying. And just recently, Peter Obi himself came out in a tweet to appeal to his supporters to tone it down and be more graceful and persuasive with their campaign and criticism, so that they can probably win some more people to their side, because there's actually an election to win. But it appears that Doyin Okupe has other ideas. It appears that he's standing for his people and saying that he does not see anything wrong necessarily with how the Obidients have been engaging. He was with Sheung on Channels TV. Now, he said quite a whole lot that we're going to be looking at. It was a very interesting conversation he had there with Sheung.
Peter Obi has become a national phenomenon, and it's not just the Obidients team on Twitter or social media are a special breed. They are just Nigerians reacting to a situation. It is human to get angry. I'm not going to come here and blame anybody for being angry. It is politics. We're in this game together. You don't want to get wet, don't come into the rain. But we encourage people to temper their responses. But you know, while we encourage people to temper their responses, how do we now talk to those who are not obedient to also temper their accusations? You don't want to get mucky. Stay out of murky waters.
And for those who believe that the Obidients movement is just mere rants on social media that will not produce any electoral value, Doyin Okupe has a message for you.
No, that's not true. It's not just online. It has broken the bounds. It is gone even into villages. How can you see this surge, this move? You know what is wrong with the Nigerian political elite, the establishment? They do not understand what is hitting the country. And I don't blame them, because they have never seen it before. We have never experienced this Obi phenomenon in the whole country, or maybe in this continent of Africa before.
Now, Doyin Okupe says he led the talks with Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso's NNPP, and this is why the talks collapsed.
I am the leader of the team that went to discuss with Kwankwaso, and it was dead. We were deadlocked. The moment I asked them one single question, I said, would you consider it appropriate and okay for a northern president, a president of northern extraction and a Muslim, to finish 8 years and another northerner, a Muslim northerner from the next state in the same zone, takes over from him? And the three of them unanimously said, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. As far as I'm concerned, this discussion was over.
Now, that's Doyin Okupe there saying that talks with NNPP is dead and a possible alliance between the two is not going to be a reality anymore. He gave his reasons there, and you can tell me what you think. You can drop your comments in the comment section and tell me what you think about all of those reasons that he gave. You would recall that early on in the week, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso had come out on Channels TV to state why he would not submit to being a running mate to Labour Party's Peter Obi, and how that was also stalling the possible alliance.
If anybody from the south is now under this circumstance becomes the presidential candidate of our party or any other party, the implication is that because of the activities and many other issues that are real on the ground, northern voters will certainly go for their northern candidate in another party.
So the thinking
is that it's not whether I like it or I don't like it. The fact remains that everybody will lose.
Responding to the much that Kwankwaso said, now Doyin Okupe says it was actually Kwankwaso's loss and Peter Obi's gain. Now he accused Kwankwaso of playing the ethnic card, and also stated that by the much he has said has shown that he belongs to the old stock of politicians who will be swept away by the new revolution that Peter Obi is bringing.
Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso saying that people in the north will not vote for an Igbo man. Oh my goodness. Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, with that statement, manifestly shows the country, which is presently being led by the youthful population, has left him behind. He belongs to my generation of politicians. You know, we have a very narrow vision.
Now, in further responding to the much that Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso said about the electoral value of Peter Obi in the north, Doyin Okupe faulted Kwankwaso's position, stating that he was underestimating the northern voters.
For a leader like Kwankwaso to come to national television and play a very dangerous negative ethnic card, and Kwankwaso is in the habit of, whenever he's talking, he's always not. This is a man that is almost electorally restricted to Kano, and that is the problem. He is judging everybody else in the north with the prism of what he sees in Kwankwaso movement in Kano. That's all. And you want to give the impression the northern electorates do not understand politics. They don't have a mind of their own. That is not true. Kwankwaso has nothing in his background that convinces anybody that he can match Peter Obi. So it's not a matter of seniority.
Now, he also said that Labour Party and Peter Obi will announce their vice presidential candidates in the next 1 or 2 weeks. And just for your information, there are insinuations that Peter Obi and the Labour Party may have settled for Senator Yusuf Dati Baba-Ahmed, the founder of Base University, Abuja, as running mates. In case you didn't know, here's a bit of information for you about Senator Dati. He said as of Rep member representing Zaria Federal Constituency between 2003 and 2007. He was a PDP presidential aspirant in 2018. He also served as senator representing Kaduna North Senatorial District from 2011 to 2012. Now, when confronted with the insinuation about Senator Dati emerging as Labour Party and Peter Obi's vice presidential candidates, this is the much that Doyin Okupe said.
I'm not sure about that. I cannot say that. But I know that these matters will be concluded from tomorrow to Friday. He's being considered along with other people whom we have engaged, we have talked with. The emphasis here is this. We're looking for a young, vibrant politician of northern extraction, with a measure of intellect, sound background, pedigree, education. That is what we're looking at.
So guys, remember to drop your comments, share on your social media platform if you can. I would really appreciate that. And please remember to subscribe. My Naija people, una do well.